I read the script, and I love the script, and I love the story of the ambition to go out and sort of do this, I guess a little blindly. I don't know if that was the right word to use, but yeah, it's sort of an insane thing to do. And Somalia, I mean, is incredibly dangerous. Brian really sold me on that when we first met, and was telling me about the beauty of the Somali culture and how sarcastic they are and how funny they are, and how they're portrayed very negatively in Hollywood and in the media, and I sort of jumped at the opportunity to sort of portray them in a different light and learn more about them as people, and also learn about the pirates too, you know, and it was just a very informative, enlightening experience that I wanted to go on. I abandoned that very quickly because Jay's a very different person. He's very tall and speaks very differently, and I don't know, we kind of talked about it, me and Brian, and it was more capturing the spirit of Jay and how he sort of went out on this mission, really, and it was more about that than it was about capturing him as a person and his mannerisms. Working with the Somali refugees was amazing. One of my favorite parts of the film. It was really, Brian told me he was going to train Somali refugees to act and speak better English, and I was, that's such a amazing feat, and he did it, you know, and working with them was a blast, and they were so real and so natural, and I didn't know what they were saying half of the time because they were speaking Somali, and Barkhad was helping me translate in real life as well as in the movie, and they're really, honestly, South Africa is beautiful, and Cape Town is beautiful, and I mean there's resorts and beaches and things, so it's not quite the danger that it was made out to be before I left for there. Everybody kind of freaked me out. I was a little scared, but once I got there, I was like, this isn't bad at all. I think New York's more dangerous than Cape Town in some areas. Yeah, I mean, it did get pretty hot. I have to say that one scene where we first meet Boya, it was so incredibly windy and cold, actually. It was freezing cold. And I thought we were going to have to ADR the whole thing because we couldn't even hear ourselves talking. We were yelling because the wind was so loud. But that was really it. That was probably the most extreme thing we had to deal with. Al and I only worked together for 2 days, and because we were working together so quickly, he decided we should meet together, and it was really cool because it was like, let's meet at Joe Allen's, and so we go, and, you know, that theater place John's, and I'd never been there before, and I go to meet him at the bar, and I'm right on time, and I'm like waiting 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, you know, it's Al Pacino, maybe he's a little late, you know, I don't know. So I'm waiting at the bar, and then finally I go over to the maitre d', and I was like, I'm meeting Al Pacino. You know, it's just weird to say meeting Al Pacino, and I didn't really want to say that because I didn't think he would believe me, number one. and then number two, it just felt weird coming out of my mouth. But I did it, and apparently he'd been waiting in the corner for me the whole time, which was really embarrassing. But he was awesome. He was a really loving, sweet man who told me cool stories and was just there. You know, he's Al Pacino. He's a legend, and yeah, it was awesome to work with him. It was so fun. I can't even really describe it. I'm sorry.